think feeling stuck should go fuck itself because it's not true. When we feel stuck, we are buying into cultural norms, we are buying into stories we've told ourselves. You are never stuck. You have an infinite number of possibilities available to you just by the nature of the universe. It's a miracle that you're freaking even here on this planet. So when you're feeling stuck, I want you to ask yourself 5 questions to get resourced. Check them out. I'm Alana Fravel, professional speaker and YouTuber. And today I'm going to show you how to get unstuck. I've got 5 questions you can ask yourself when you are in that pit of despair, when you're racking your brain, when it's a year later after you've decided to make some changes and you're still exactly where you're at. These are the questions you need to ask yourself. I would know. I've been on about a 4 or 5 year health and lifestyle and wellness journey. I started at nearly 300 pounds. I was drinking all the time. I no longer drink. And I had some real nasty emotional core wounds from like infancy, from just a really young age that were kind of getting in the way. So these are the main questions that kind of turned things around for me. And I want to share them with you. We have to talk a little bit about why we're stuck. Nervous system regulation is kind of like a buzzword right now. And basically, what that means is our system is constantly trying to keep us safe, and same is safe. So, when we try to make changes, we try to do new things, our body, our brain, our subconscious is like, no, girl, that ain't for me. We're going to keep doing the stuff we're doing because we know what to expect. So, making change is just inherently hard because of the way we're wired. There's nothing wrong with you. Let's start there. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some forgiveness. My therapist says to me, she's like, those are just your neural pathways talking. Our brain is wired and we got to rewire it. And these 5 questions are going to get you closer to rewiring. One of the first things to ask yourself is this true? When you are feeling stuck, you're having some limiting beliefs about yourself. Somebody said something to you that's just reeling along in your brain, or you feel like you don't have the money, the finances, the time. Is that true? That's the first question to ask yourself. Ultimately, we create our reality. We get to decide what is true. A question you should be asking yourself is, who can I get to help me? Or what can I get to help me? Can you call a friend, a family member? Can you reach out to a coworker? Can you use AI? Can you Google? One of my favorite places to kind of get help is through like social media accounts. If there's an expert you follow in a field that you're interested, if they're doing their job well, they love to respond to what is going on in the DMs. You would be surprised at how many people are willing to help you. You just have to ask. Now, I know some of us are at different points in our life, or maybe you moved to a new place in the country, or maybe you come from a small family and you're like, I just don't have that many people. Well, the internet is a vast, wild world. There are niche groups for anything and everything. YouTube, the platform that we're on right now, has an infinite number of resources to help you. So if you are feeling stuck, reach beyond your existing little pool, your little nugget chest of resources, and see who you can get to help you or what. All right, things are getting good here. We're revving up. When you are stuck, you are feeling like you don't know how to solve a problem. It feels gigantic. It feels like a mountain. It feels like a multi-year, multi-step, multi-level process. It feels like you need the entire world of resources behind you to solve this problem. The question you ask yourself is, how can I make it more simple? Simplicity is one of the fundamental aspects of problem solving. People like engineers, accountants, when those people get stuck on a problem, they bring it back to the bare bones, the bare essentials, the fundamentals, the what makes things work, what makes things tick. And then you try to solve your problems from there. If you are feeling like you have to make things shiny, polished, perfect, pretty, you're worried about what your friend, neighbor, coworker, brother, aunt, uncle, cousin is going to think about it, Those are places where we kind of get hung up in making things complicated. Whenever you're faced with whatever problem you have, ask yourself, how can I make it more simple? And you'll have more time to maybe brainstorm or be creative. You might have to think about what you are going to let go in order to let new solutions in. What comes up for me here is the programming we receive from our family, our gender norms, our culture, our society, and we are feeling like there's certain ways I should do this, have to do this, could do this, would do this if there was a better version of me that had the skills and the resources to do this. What are you willing to let go? What ways of thinking? Where it comes up for me here is like, if what you're doing isn't working, be so freaking open to change. We talked about the infinite number of possibilities there are in the universe. It's a miracle that you're even here. So, what makes you think that you have all of the answers? What are you willing to let go of? What are you willing to be proven wrong about? What are you willing to let go? My favorite question, the simplest. I kind of think you should get a tattoo of this. Maybe I'll make some merch, get some t shirts made. But the question is, how can I? How can I get this done? We try to solve problems within this little box that we have, but sometimes the solutions are just outside our box. Ask yourself, how can I? Is there a simpler way to do this? Is there an easier way? Are there some resources that I can gather? Can I make it simpler, fewer steps? Can I do it tomorrow? Can I do it next week? Can I do it next year? Can I purposely procrastinate it? Do I have to do it at all? These are questions you want to ask yourself around how can I? Just continue asking that question when you feel the bubble up. You're like, I couldn't possibly. It's too big. It's unsurmountable. I don't have enough time, energy, effort, money, resources. Ask yourself, how can I? Maybe it has to look different than how you initially thought it was going to be. That's where that be open to change comes in. If you found these 5 questions to ask yourself when you're feeling stuck, go on ahead, give me a follow, subscribe here, click the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, comment below, tell me what works for you when you're feeling stuck. Tell me about something really big that you overcame and what tools that you had to use to get there. I'd love to hear from you.